Madigan staffer, former ComEd executive, among those testifying in the ongoing corruption trial against the former Illinois House Speaker and chair of the Democratic Party of Illinois. Welcome back, Illinois in Focus Daily. Our reporter Jim Talamonte with the Center Square is up in Chicago covering that hearing and the testimony that's taking place. And if you get the headlines every morning in your inbox from thecentersquare.com, surely you'll see this and you'll want to read through it. All right. So ex-Madigan staffer, former ComEd exec testify at trial of ultimate decision maker, also known as Madigan. So let's get into this. One of the Madigan former associates is taking the witness stand in the corruption trial. Will Cousineau testified Tuesday afternoon that Madigan was the ultimate decision maker. He served as a longtime staffer of both Madigan and the Democratic Party of Illinois. He said that he served from around 2008 to 2016 as political director and issues director for the Illinois House Democratic Caucus and the state Democratic Party. Cousineau was also a senior advisor to Madigan. He testified with immunity at the Madigan trial, as he did with the ComEd 4 trial last year. I will note one thing that's interesting with all that's coming out of this courthouse. It really seems that the ComEd 4 trial was a dress rehearsal of sorts for this trial now against Madigan and codefendant Michael McClain, because we're hearing a lot of the same witnesses and even hearing a lot of the same undercover recording that was presented at the ComEd 4 trial. All right, back to the article here. Cousineau is testifying with immunity, also doing so at the ComEd 4 trial, answering questions from the prosecutors. He said he reported to Madigan's chief of staff, Tim Mapes. Now, Mapes is in federal prison, reported there in June, serving 30 months for perjury. Prosecutors allege that ComEd and AT&T, they gave jobs and contracts to loyal Madigan allies to get legislation passed that would benefit them in Springfield. So these major utilities conducting themselves in this fashion, or released officials with these major utilities. Madigan and co-defendant Mike McClain face 23 federal counts of bribery, racketeering, and so on. Before prosecutors called Cousineau to testify Tuesday, they had the former ComEd general counsel and senior vice president Tom O'Neill spent nearly 2 full court days in the witness box, and there they talked about a whole host of things. Everything from appointments that Madigan recommended to get on the ComEd board, legislation that ComEd had ushered through at Madigan's control in the state legislature during cross-examination. By McClain's defense attorney, Patrick Cotter, O'Neill said the relationship between ComEd and Madigan improved during the McClain worked lobbyist hours for ComEd. O'Neill agreed with Cotter's statements that ComEd had good access to Madigan and that McClain was instrumental in setting up meetings with Madigan. So read through the story. Really fascinating when you start peeling back the onion of what was considered Madigan enterprise by federal prosecutors. And they've also been releasing more audio that they've been using. One in particular is McClain talking to Madigan about signing a letter that Madigan just didn't want to put his name on anything anymore.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Speaker. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Sorry I wasn't available when you had April text me. So
That's okay. Okay.
So I bet you're anxious to sign that letter.
So could you just tell them that I don't plan to do that?
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised you even asked, frankly.
Yeah. I'm pretty much out of the business of putting my name on things.
You're pretty much what?
Out of the business of putting my name on things.
Oh yeah. Plus, you don't know. You don't know how much money there is. You don't know who. You don't know if people are going to vote for the revenue. I mean, you got a lot of. There's a lot of room between cup and lip here.
Right. Yeah.
So I'll be glad to take care of it.
So obviously another assignment that McClain has from Madigan, more from that particular call that happened on March 15th of 2019.
Yeah. Got a lot on your plate, sir.
Yep. Right.
And people keep adding to it.
I know. They're generous in their offers.
Yeah. I want to take things off your table, not put things on.
Okay.
All right. Take care.
Thanks. Talk to you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So, again, interesting to hear some of the things that McClain's saying to Madigan in those undercover wiretap recordings, which prosecutors said they had, like 20,000 hours or something wild like that. Let me see if I can pull up that statistic here from Jim Talamonte's story, where the feds did say that they had a substantial amount of recordings and different types of evidence that they're presenting to the Madigan trial. So clearly a lot more to be said, including a conversation here from the prosecutors releasing more tape. This is McClain talking to, I believe, somebody with the utility about that letter that Madigan was asked to sign, and Madigan said he's not going to sign. But then the two of them talk about assignments that they have to conduct and the time it takes.
You're going to the Capitol, you said?
I am. Yep. You're in town?
Yeah. I came over for a couple of meetings. So.
Your assignments.
Yeah, exactly. It's just that these assignments seem to take longer and longer time. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Do you think the issuer of said assignments may not be contemplating exactly how much time?
I don't think he cares.
Yeah, right.
And I also think that he thinks I have more time on my hands.
Mm-hmm.
And I think also he, I think sometimes he gets frustrated because I take some time to accomplish things, but all I ever tell him is, you've never seen my name in a newspaper article.
Well, maybe not then, but now McClain's name is all over the news with a whole host of concerns of corruption. He's already been found guilty with the ComEd 4 trial. Now he's a co-defendant with the former House Speaker, quote, our friend, as part of what federal prosecutors called Madigan Enterprise, more than $1 million in do-nothing jobs given to Madigan allies over the span of nearly a decade. That federal prosecutors are trying to get some corruption charges to stick and for some convictions here. We'll see how this all plays out. We've got probably, 9-10 more weeks of this. So a lot more testimony, a lot more evidence. We'll be updating you all throughout. It is Illinois in Focus Daily. Get the podcast where you get podcasts. Get the headlines at thecentersquare.com. And be sure to wake up with us each and every weekday morning here with America's Talking Network.